Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantastic episode I have for you in store today. This will be the final video that I make here in 2020. This will be combined with some of the videos I have created in 2021. We're here at Tulsa International Airport about to board our GoJet flight on a CRJ 550 en route to Chicago, and then we're going home this year back to Washington, Dulles, so we can celebrate New Year's with my lovely friends and family. Now, funny story, when I woke up this morning, I missed my flight because my alarms didn't wake me up, so I was about 5 hours late, and I caught the last flight with one more seat available. And unfortunately, that seat was an aisle seat. As you guys know, I hate aisle seats. I'm always a window fan. So, but luckily, my partner, who was right next to me, or my seat buddy, as we call it in the airline industry, was able to let me film out the window as I was sitting in the emergency exit. At least I got to sit in the Comedy Plus. So go ahead and enjoy this takeoff on this lovely CRJ 550, and I'll be back to give you a little tour of what my seat looks like here in just a few minutes. Till then, enjoy our takeoff. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Friendly Skies as we're on GoJet Airlines 4568 nonstop service to Chicago O'Hare. We're on a Mitsubishi CRJ 550, one of United Express's new fleet. Basically what this is a stripped CRJ 700, and they put in a whole bunch of amenities inside, like self-serving bar in first class, more first class seats, more economy plus choices available, and luggage racks on the floor, which is actually one of the first aircrafts I've seen that happen. And to be on a regional jet, very impressive. Our cruising altitude was 33,000 feet only. We're going pretty fast at 563 knots as our cruising speed. We depart from gate Bravo 4 and on runway 36 right. We were delayed about 20 minutes because we were overfueled, and so we had to sit at one of the holding pads at Tulsa and burn off some of that fuel, and then we were able to take off. So now we're arriving in Chicago O'Hare. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of snow. When we were leaving Tulsa as well, there's snow too, but only where I was living, which is about 20 minutes from the airport, essentially. So we were on November 547 Golf Juliet, and as you can see, that touchdown was just a little bit hard here coming into Chicago O'Hare. Taxi time was about 10 minutes. Now, my personal opinion about the CRJ 550s is that they're truly amazing. The seats are just comfortable. The aircraft is nice in general. I love nothing but CRJs and like other aircrafts like the 777s as well. So we have about an hour and a half before we need to make our next flights. So we gotta walk to, I believe it's Terminal 1 over to the B gates, as I'm not too familiar with Chicago O'Hare's layouts. I'm still learning about all these different hubs as I go around, because I now work for Delta. So I know about Atlanta's, I know about other hubs as well. So I'm still trying to learn about any other airport as I go around. So I'll go ahead and give you a little tour of Chicago's O'Hare. What I like about Chicago is that it's a little wide open. All the gates are pretty much right next to each other. 9 out of 10 times when you have a connection, it'll literally be right next to you, or it'll only be in the next terminal over. So you don't have to do anything crazy like you would have to do at George Bush Intercontinental down at Houston, or over at Newark if you gotta transfer all those terminals and you gotta take a bus. So I decided to record a little bit in the CRJ 550, kind of show you like the self-serving bar that's over to your right, and the luggage racks that over to your left as you got a quick glimpse. I didn't mean to get a video of his butt. I just felt a little uncomfortable just filming in general as we arrive here in Chicago O'Hare's International Airport. And like I said, Chicago is one of my other favorite airports. I just love Chicago O'Hare. The layout, there's many options to go to food-wise, but of course I'm not 21 yet. I will be at the end of this month now. And then basically what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of the airport and basically show you how we do a connection.
Thank you. My pleasure. Have a good New Year, you guys.
Y'all take care. Happy New Year's.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I know this place. pretty cool.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're on United Airlines Flight 526 with nonstop service back home to Washington Dulles International. I am sitting in one of the regular economy rows, and luckily I have a in-flight entertainment screen on this Boeing 737-900. Surprisingly, they changed the aircraft's last minute, and I was supposed to get a 3800 series Boeing 737-900, which does not have the in-flight entertainment screens. So I got the 3400 series aircraft. So what I mean by 34 and 3800 series aircraft is that each aircraft has a specific number to identify itself. So we have the registration of the aircraft, which is November 75436, which is basically the license plate of an aircraft. And each airline has a specific number. So imagine a taxi cab, for example, right? They have their license plate, which is required, right? So that way the government can identify them, etc., etc. And then also they have a number, for example, taxi cab number 523. That identifies that specific taxi is number 573, right? It could be a Crown Victoria or minivan or whatever series. So the airlines have not flight numbers, they have aircraft numbers. So this number is 3436 on United Airlines, and you can actually find this in the app. So when you're looking at your flight status and your flight details, and it shows you what aircraft you're flying on, it'll show you the image of what it looks like. For example, this is a 737, so it'll show you what a 737 looks like as we get cut off by this bus here, Chicago O'Hare. And then as well as it'll show you the aircraft number, which again it will be 3436. And I'll try to show you in the app, and I'll pull it up for you in a minute. So now we'll be taxiing all the way to runway 22 left as we depart from gate Bravo 9. Now what's great about the 737-900 is that it's relatively smooth, no matter where you sit in the aircraft. It's really quiet. So I'm going to bring this up right now real fast just so everybody's aware. If you're looking for a quiet ride on any aircraft, you want to go in the back of the go behind the wing. Right? If you're flying on a tail-mounted engine, which means the engines are mounted behind the aircraft on the tail, the quietest place to be is in the front, or basically in front of the wing. And then on wing-mounted aircrafts, like our 737-900 here, the best place to sit is behind the aircraft. Now, the reason why I'm sitting behind the aircraft is because it's pretty much one of the only window seats I can get left, and it was the cheapest way to go, as we are now departing Chicago's O'Hare. So I decided to record most of the taxi because of just all the different terminals and different kinds of airlines and aircrafts and the different objects that we pass through as we taxi through to 22 left as we depart for an eastbound turn. And so you'll see what I mean when we pass all the different kinds of airlines, aircrafts. You'll see the international buildings as well, or the international arrivals, and as well as the departures. And so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy the wonderful takeoff that Chicago O'Hare has to offer as we go over one of my favorite rail yards. And you'll see that as we make a left turn, off of 22 left. So with that being said, go ahead and enjoy the takeoff, and I'll be back with more details about United Airlines Flight 526 nonstop service to Washington Dulles, Kilo India Alpha Delta.
During the beverage service, when you speak to a flight attendant, please keep your mask on. We really appreciate your cooperation. Thanks again for flying with us. We'll be back with more details about today's flight once we're in the air.
flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
As I say on United Airlines, welcome to the friendly skies. Now, the lighter cloud you see below us is actually downtown Chicago, Illinois. Now, I want to go ahead and say thank you to our essential employees for keeping everybody moving and the whole world turning during the COVID-19 pandemic series. Even though we're coming into 2021 now, things will still not be the same as they originally were, but now that we can look forward to a new year, we can try, hope, and just keep experimenting what will work and what won't work, so that way we can all recover together as one unit, and that is the entire world as we move together. So now we're at 10,000 feet, and we are on our way back home to Washington Dulles International. Our cruising altitude is going to be 37,000 feet, and our highest recorded speed is actually 557 knots, which is actually pretty dang fast, especially for a 737-900 at this altitude. The reason why we're moving so fast is because the higher you go, the less oxygen there is, and when you have no oxygen, you actually have less air molecules. And for an aircraft, air molecules, will go ahead and start slowing the aircraft, creating drag, especially for the wings itself, and right at the nose and the tail. And when that creates drag, it makes you slow down. And plus, it depends on the airflow in the altitude as well, which is your jet stream. So right now we're flying with the jet stream, so that jet stream is giving us some pretty good tailwind, about 25 miles per hour, or that'll be I think 16, 17 knots if you convert it correctly. And so now it'll be an hour and 20-minute flight, which was originally supposed to be an hour and 35-minute flight. So the in-flight entertainment screens on United Airlines are brought to you by DirecTV. So you have all the different stuff for DirecTV. So all the different movies, shows, everything like that. You can watch pretty much anything you see here. So you have all your movie selections and just everything like that, because there's a satellite that are in the aircraft itself, so that way you can go ahead and watch whatever show becomes available. And since we're already at 37,000 feet in the air, the satellite dish is pretty spotless, if I have to say, due to being high altitude and no interfering obstructions like trees or buildings, vehicles, or your neighbor's huge Rottweiler or whatever blocks your satellite dish, because you're in the air, about 4 miles in the air, so nothing really is blocking it, except for another aircraft, which if another aircraft is blocking that, there's a serious problem. So now we're beginning our descent back home, and as we're descending, I'm getting very, very, very excited to see my friends and family, spend New Year's with them, because I wasn't able to fully spend time last year. I got to spend time at New Year's with my friends, of course, but it was like a last-second ordeal. This time I had plenty of time to plan for everything, and it's just incredible. So now we're going over Charleston, West Virginia, as we begin our descent. So now we're probably at 22,000 feet, and we'll be coming in at Washington Dulles. We had a last-second runway change. We were supposed to arrive from the south, and now we're going to arrive from the north. So now we'll be turning here pretty soon, so that way we can make a left and a right U-turn down to Washington Dulles. We'll be landing on runway 19 center, which is be about the second or third time I've landed on 19 center. It'll be my first time facing this way. Usually I like to sit on the other side of the aircraft, because I like flying over my old home, which I used to live in Ashburn, Virginia, because the planes literally buzz my house at 2,500 feet every single day. About every 30 seconds to every 20 minutes, there'll be aircraft flying over us. And honestly, I do miss Ashburn. I do miss being home in Virginia. I miss being with my friends, my family. I miss United Airlines. I miss being back at Washington Dulles. Everything to me just screamed home. You know what I mean? Even though there are some rough times, there's always going to be rough times no matter where you go. But you got to do your best to make the best of a bad situation. And if you can manage that, then you can pretty much manage everything. Now, the skies are pretty clear. See that little white glow on the wing is actually the moon, reflecting off of our wing as we're flying over the Potomac River. I mean, yes, we do encounter some clouds, but nothing beats a view like this, especially coming on. So I'll go ahead and enjoy this arrival, and then the next clip will be the new beginning of 2021. Enjoy the landing, y'all.
Charlie 11. That's new familiar with the airport. And it's like ready to be here almost 15 minutes early. We hope you enjoy your flight this time. We thank you for flying the friendly side for the skies. And I'd like to wish you a very happy new year.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington, D.C. Dulles International Airport. The local time is 9 p.m. You may continue to use and charge your phone and other small devices. And if you're sitting in an exit row, please refrain from plugging your device into the outlet. In order to promote social distancing, once we arrive at the gate and seatbelt sign has been turned off, we will deploying by rows and beginning with the front of the aircraft. Please remain comfortably seated until your row has been called and during the deplaning process. To assist with maintaining a safe distance between yourself and others. Also, please check your seatbelt pocket and areas around you to make sure you have all of your personal belongings, and be careful opening the overhead compartments. On behalf of United, our Skylines partners, and your entire flight crew, thank you for flying with us today. We look forward to welcoming you again on another United flight. So ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, once we arrive at the gate, row 1 through 24, you're welcome to stand up and get ready. Row 1 through 24. And the rest of the passengers, please remain in your seat until your row has been called.
This is the terminal I used to walk every single day. The C and D gates, and over there is the A and B, and the other side is of that is the Z gates and the main terminal. So we're gonna walk down to catch the mobile lounge because I didn't want to take the train. I wanted to take the mobile lounge this time because I haven't run the mobile lounge in a while. So I figured why not? So we'll do this. So this is the mobile lounge. They're really big machines like this. Basically your people movers. They won't stop for you. They'll run you over. Even if they see you, they'll run you over. Look what they look like on the inside. Very nice.
So real fast, I'm going to tell you a couple funny stories about these mobile lounges here. I'm going to warn you that if you ever work at Washington Dulles International and you encounter mobile lounges every day, my condolences to you guys, because working around these things can be a pain in the ass sometimes, because the mobile lounges, they have the right of way above pedestrians and other vehicles, besides emergency vehicles and aircraft, of course. But yeah, the mobile lounges, working right next to them every single day, it kind of was nerve-wracking, especially with these paths that they have to go on, because a lot of times we have to cross right around them every time. So sometimes you don't even know if the mobile lounges will be coming at you, or if they're waiting for you, or whatever. You know, because they drive all over the road, as you can see here. But these mobile lounges are actually built by the Bud Industry, the same company that made the 1000 series Washington Metro Rail, or WMATA, WMATA, some people call it. And so, what's cool about the mobile lounges, you get a whole tour of the airport, and I enjoy riding them every single day, because a lot of times there'll be things that I miss that you can only see by mobile lounge. For example, this Turkish 777-300 that is sitting at one of the gates, as well as a Air Egypt and Saudi Arabia, which hasn't left yet. So all these flight schedules, well, besides Turkish, are all changing, and I just don't even recognize some of these flight schedules anymore. But luckily, I still recognize the airlines that I used to serve. Like, I served Turkish Airways, I did Egypt Air for a little bit, when I worked for Swissport during the summer of 2019, as well as Saudi Arabia, and other airlines like Air China, Qatar, Lufthansa, Virgin Atlantic, Scandinavian, Air France, and a couple others. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy the view, especially of that 777, which is absolutely beautiful, as well as the Air Egypt 787-9, it looks like, and then the Saudi Arabian 777-300 as well. The 777s are one of my favorite wide-body aircrafts to work, just because of the majestic beauty, the infrastructure, just everything that goes into a 777 to make it a 777. My favorite nickname for it, the Red October of the sky. For those of you who do not know, that is a reference from The Hunt of Red October. If you're not watching that movie, well, you're missing out on life. And I absolutely miss this view of the old Washington Dulles ground tower that's sitting at the main terminal and the Zulu gates as we're coming into Bay 10 as we're arriving back at home. Now, one thing is different is that the door right here, you see where it says push, that used to be a automatic door with the sensor. So every time the mobile lounge parked up to the bay like this, that door will open automatically. And now, we enjoy 2021 with my dearest friends.